time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey, guys. Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, welcome back for Hot Messy Topics. We have a lot of topics to go over tonight, but, today, guys, I still feel like I'm in this weekend because this weekend was such a blur to us. Check us out tonight on our members only. Our members only is at 6 p.m. Eastern, which is 3 p.m. Pacific. We're going to talk about Jason, Shaylee, and I going to Stassi's show, her Mommy Dearest tour. We're going to talk a little bit about the Randall scandal. You guys might have seen a cameo. We have a lot to discuss. So I'm going to leave the weekend for the members only, and then we'll get into the hot topics. But before we jump in, you guys know how this works. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, show some love, and let's welcome, with 200 in the room, Jason.
Hell yeah. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I'm still recovering.
What a weekend, right? I mean,
what a weekend.
This is our whole entire video for later, so don't just give too much away, but what a weekend.
Oh, what a weekend. Let's just leave it at that.
Just leave it at that. Guys,
yes.
I'm so, honestly, it's going to be wild. I think that everyone is going to be very taken aback by our opinions of the Mommy Dearest tour.
Interesting. Yeah. Crazy. I really want to share that and talk about that right now. I know we're not doing that, but tune in. If you're a member, tune in for members only tonight. We're going to let you know kind of everything that we kind of went through and saw, and our thoughts were on the Mommy Dearest tour. And of course, the Randall Emmett, documentary is now out. Adam has a big cameo in it. Well, by a big cameo, I mean 10 seconds. So that's awesome. But that was very interesting too.
Though, to be honest with you, hey, can I say really quick? It was the only one we have not mentioned that came to fruition. We mentioned Vanderpump Rules. Shit went down in a blaze of glory. We mentioned Real Housewives of New Jersey. I just spoke to Margaret Josephs about this the other day. She's like, I'm so sorry, babe. I'm like, you're not the one who does the editing. That got thrown out the window. So this was kind of nice. It just kind of goes to show me personally, keep your mouth shut, Adam.
Yeah, well, you know what? We signed so many things away. The rights to use this clip or this clip from the YouTube channel, and maybe 1% of the time it's shown on air. So it's you just never know. You never know.
Gloria Williams wants to know, are you guys not doing an after party for Atlanta Housewives? Well, guys, we did an after party on the first episode with Jason's friends, the Say Sisters. And then the second week, we were out of town for Hilton Head. And then last night, we had family that we were entertaining. And then next week, we're going to be gone as well. So it's not the best start for us to jump into an after party because Saturdays and Sundays are kind of when we do the most of anything personal. So we're really struggling to find the time for that. That's why we thought it would be best to just kind of put it in Hot Messy Topics. So that is 100%. Why we're doing it this way.
Yes. And do you have another Atlanta interview coming up, which I think will be a lot of fun? And if you guys haven't seen it already, Sonia Richards-Ross interview that Adam did was also awesome. So where are we starting today? What is the first topic for this? Oh Lord, I haven't even had the chance to watch this yet. But
oh my God!
But
so
Adam,
we're gonna get into
series, no?
Huh?
This is a series. This is not just a one-off.
No,
right?
It's a one-off.
Oh, it is a one-off. Okay.
Yep, it's absolutely a one-off. And I was talking to your sister when we just went to Publix right before this, and she asked me, "Did you get anything out of it?" And the short answer is no. I honestly didn't. I didn't get anything out of it. I felt like this was, even though we were featured, and thank you, ABC Hulu, I felt like this was a very clever way to monetize on a very
on Scandoval?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they started it before Scandoval, so I think it's not even, an influential time or plot or thing that's going on within the storyline. I think it was a very clever play to monopolize on a franchise that is just killing it. So good for them.
Yeah. You know what though? I mean, listen, this whole season of Vanderpump Rules was supposed to be about this whole Randall Emmett scandal, this whole thing. And that's, I think, when they started to maybe start creating this documentary. And that was all lost because of Scandoval. So I think you're trying to, they're trying to make up for for whatever, you know, was lost there. But I mean, it is a different network, but
I mean,
you
though,
know,
for Randall, and I know that we'll get into this later, I think that a lot of the takeaways for this, it's something that you and I have seen so many times, Jason, especially living in LA and working at Pump and some of the other places. You see so many people who come from all around the world, right? Like everybody's super transient for the most part. If you find in like an LA native, it's shocking.
yeah, far and few between.
They're far and few between. And a lot of people come from all over the world and they come there with big dreams in order to try to make things happen. And if you look at some of the old interviews of Andy Cohen talking about the Housewives, a lot of the Housewives, or even Bethany Frankel more recently when she was talking about Kim Zolciak-Biermann's divorce from Croy, a lot of the Housewives for the longest time were in this fake it until you make it sort of mentality where they would go and exhaust their credit cards and they would, you know, spin to look like they had the lifestyle, the cars, like the shoes, the house, the everything in order to be what we classified as a housewife. So this documentary is kind of like a bigger version of that, but for Hollywood, where this guy wanted to be a director, but really he started out as Mark Wahlberg's assistant. And then he kind of like forged his way in there by really heavily focusing on these like indie films with bigger names. When you had people like Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, who back in the day, they were making $20 million for a movie, but he was able to kind of book them for a few scenes and like 2 weeks of work for $11 million. So he was doing it a new strategic way where he was getting these really shitty films, but they were so popular everywhere else except for the United States because they had these massive names. So he was still able to make a shit ton of money off of it. But while he was doing that, he was only putting himself further and further in debt. So he was the quintessential fake it until you make it.
I mean, this is just like, you know, the documentary we watched about the Kardashians. And we talked about this last time we did Hot Messy Topics together on how, you know, Spencer and Heidi were saying that they spent so much on credit cards and their friends were spending so much on credit cards because you become accustomed to this lifestyle and people think you have it like that. And then you just have to pretend and fake and fake and fake. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Shaylee said that this is a 3-episode limited series.
What more can we get?
1. Well, there wasn't a lot of Lala in this first one.
It was half of Lala.
Oh, well, I feel like from what Shaylee was telling me right before we came on, there wasn't a lot of things answered. And I think if you would have just left it at that and ended it there, it wouldn't have been great. So I could see it. Also on Hulu, it says season 1, episode 1. So I'm assuming.
Well, I saw that, but I thought Hulu fucked up.
No, Hulu doesn't fuck up like that.
Oh. What does Shaylee know? Damn it. No.
Shaylee is busy.
I know.
Shaylee is busy.
Shaylee's downstairs like, bitch, I'm running this shit. Okay. So let's get back to it though, because the Randall scandal of it all, I thought it was really great to see a few fellow content creators who we know and love, who we're constantly supporting on here. Heather McDonald, David Yontive. There were so many different people who were a part of this documentary, which I thought was really great because you never know, just like when we were speaking before, I'm making cameos with our little, like, you know, channel being brought up on Housewives. It's always fun to see new content creators. I've seen Kempire on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, honestly, you can go through the list. Like, you've seen some really great ones. So it's just fun to see always. But speaking of which, Jason, I wanted to bring this up for a second, just because we have to get down to the bottom of it. Now, Jax Taylor was talking about why he complained about Sandoval to producers when it came to Vanderpump Rules. And he was also talking about Raquel practicing her lines. When he was talking about Sandoval, he's pretty much saying, Schwartz and Sandy's is a dying business. Like, sorry, guys, if you don't know. First of all, if you have a secret and you have something you don't want to get out to the world, do not tell Jax Taylor. That is not your best friend. That is a sponge of a human who is going to regurgitate any information and weaponize it against you, because that is Jax Taylor. I was going to say Jack Sandoval, which would make more sense, but he's going to weaponize all of it. And this is exactly what he's doing now. Now, Tom Schwartz has obviously gotten very close to Jax Taylor, but he told him a little too much, like Tom Sandoval is in a lot of trouble with the IRS. Now, is Jax Taylor anyone to say anything about that? Absolutely not. He owed over 1 point whatever million to the IRS.
Hey, maybe he's just speaking from experience. So maybe that's it.
He's speaking from experience, and he paid his tax bill.
I mean, you have to, or
but,
else you're going to jail.
Right.
You've seen this repetitively from Bravo stars.
You have to, but a lot of people sell their homes to do it. They go bankrupt to do it. I mean, where's Erica Girardi? What tax bill is she paying? Where's Kim Zolciak Bierman? What tax bill is she paying?
Time will tell. Time will tell. Time's,
Yeah.
Not on everyone's side.
But he was saying that Tom Sandoval is in a lot of trouble and he owes the IRS. And he also said that he took out more money than Ariana was aware of against their house that they are getting ready to sell. But my question for you is, Jason, because right now you and I are dealing with realtors, and guys, we cannot wait to share with you. We are going to be providing a whole experience for everybody who wants to travel. We're going to be like the new Call Me the Hilton.
Okay. No,
okay.
Well, we have another business, which is in real estate. So we're constantly dealing with realtors and stuff like that. But what was your question?
Call me Paris Hilton. Throw some respect.
You're not Paris Hilton. No.
Today I am Paris Hilton. No, but my whole point was, Jason and I are navigating this right now. And while we're doing it, our names go on everything. And there's not one thing that Jason can sign without me and vice versa. So my question is how much credibility can we give to Jax when he's saying that Tom Sandoval was continuously pulling money out behind Ariana's back against their home? Only because if both of their names are on the home, I don't necessarily know if you can do that. But I'm also not a lawyer, so I don't know. I wouldn't imagine that Jason and I own a home together here in Florida, right? I wouldn't imagine if Jason was deciding like, listen, I don't want to talk to Adam about this new business. I'm going to go pull out $100,000 against our home.
Different states work differently, of course, but we're married. Ariana and Tom weren't. So I don't know what that means when you buy a property as two single people. Maybe you can do that. But I think what I'm really more worried about, you spoke about Schwartz and Sandy's. You're now talking about Jax saying that Tom Sandoval might have some issues paying taxes and with the IRS. Schwartz and Sandy's is in trouble. And all I can think about is Tom's mom throwing in all that money into the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I can think about. Like, what's going to happen with this? First of all, you're hearing all this shit about your son. You're seeing how he acts on television. You're watching this business that was supposed to be a major success not be as successful as they thought it would be. And you just dumped all your money into it.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are so many different red flags to this entire situation, but not only that, everything that blew up in his face after he had the affair. And now you have Jax Taylor, who is trying to persuade Tom Schwartz to walk away. And so is Ariana, based off of her Watch What Happens Live interview. Because when Andy asked her about Tom Schwartz, she said, if he was smart, he would walk away. Like, cut your ties now. Nobody else is going to film with you. But then there are more things that continuously come out, and something that Jason and I even talked about. Let me bring up an example for you guys really quick. This came out from Face Reality 16. Still definitely not proof, but it doesn't seem like she's in a facility. This source was going to send me security footage, so stay tuned. Alleged Tucson Raquel sighting. I asked if she was pregnant because from the video I saw, she's just wearing a dark hoodie when it's hot out, and my cousin said she couldn't tell because it was baggy. She didn't have the hood up, but wasn't looking like she was trying to be under the radar, but the area is just, I don't know, older people in houses. Like me and my cousin call it Mexicart or Mexamart. She said it was too warm for a hoodie. Okay. Hold on.
I just got a message. I thought it was going to be in regards to whoever the blonde was with Tom. And it's huge. This is so
major. Dramatic.
Yeah, it's a little dramatic.
Person says that they know Rachel's sister, that Rachel is pregnant. She is hiding out at her grandma's in Tucson. They said that her sister and brother-in-law hate Tom.
This isn't news.
Chills. Is this real? I don't even want this information.
What information?
Yeah, I'm not understanding.
Well, the information, I guess, is what she's saying is that we know, but we can't sit there and disclose it unless it's been confirmed by Raquel that Raquel is not in a mental health facility. She is, in fact, laying low somewhere with the child fucking watching Frozen and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what any of this is.
Yeah, I know.
It's very confusing.
I know you're a little confused. Okay.
Wait. Okay, hold on. So what are you saying? That she's pregnant? Is that what everyone's assuming?
I'm
Because
saying they are assuming she's pregnant. So let's say, Jason, since
so was
nothing's
she
confirmed.
pregnant when she was wearing a Tom sweatshirt back in BravoCon? No, just because you're wearing a hoodie doesn't mean you're pregnant.
So Jason, if she is pregnant, how do you think this impacts the show?
Yikes. I mean, listen, you have Ariana who already has said and stated she will not film with them at all. Now, I don't know. Was it an accident? Was it intentional? Like, I don't know. Is she even pregnant? I don't know how it would impact the show because I don't know what's left for them on the show right now. Until we figure out who is going to be back, who is going to film with them, who knows?
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. Norma Maldonado. I was at Schwartz and Sandy's this Saturday. Busy waiters. The waiter said that it's always busy. I think it was misrepresented on TV. It's nothing but a local bar, not like Sir.
Interesting. Well, it's in a better part of town to be a local bar. You know, you missed all the tourists and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Renee Glover, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, this was great. Brittany said she was smoking at the reunion. No way she's pregnant. I mean, she could be pregnant now.
Who knows? I think it's a lot of speculation.
It's a lot of speculation.
I think a lot of people still want to talk about Tom and Raquel and what's going on with them. That, I mean, we might be assuming too much at this point.
Well, also Jax Taylor did mention that Raquel, one of the problems that the cast members had with Raquel was that she would always rehearse her lines before going out to film anything. He always said,
I think she would speak faster if she rehearsed the lines. You know what I mean?
Well, he always felt like this kind of isn't fair, you know, like, why is she rehearsing her lines? But then he felt like, okay, well, maybe she's not comfortable. But then he said that he always also felt like, and something that he wanted to bring up to producers was, it felt like Tom and Ariana didn't have to bring up their side of the story necessarily on camera. And this is kind of something that we're seeing on the Real Housewives of Atlanta with Marlo and Candy, right? Marlo's upset that Candy doesn't have to show her entire life on camera. So maybe Jax is just bitter because he's the villain, has to show it all, and these assholes don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right. Well, we're going to keep it moving, guys, because there's a lot more to be said. Now, Melissa Gorga is also saying that Teresa told Joe that she has cheated with multiple men, and she's sharing new details about the meeting behind her back. Plus, she is slamming Teresa's double standards. Okay. Well, when she's talking about the meeting behind her back, she's saying that Teresa was not only aware of the fact that Louis wanted to call Joe, which we knew about, but she also knew what the exact conversation was and that she was pushing Louis not to include Melissa because Melissa being there would make Joe not listen to the actual facts. Now, the funny thing is Louis went from being welcomed into the family, hi, how are you, to all of a sudden having this arsenal of women or men who knew or cheated with Melissa to bring this to Joe's footsteps. Now, do you find that a little odd? Yeah.
Can I just say really quickly too, you know, Louis is still new to the family, right? They just got married. He's been around only for a little bit, right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay. To have like not only the willingness to to call her brother, which you don't know their history, you don't know everything that's gone on, to tell him that this might have happened and say it's multiple women when they've been together for what, 13, 14 years, 15, 16,
long time.
Maybe even longer. I forgot. I don't know. How many kids do Melissa and Joe
Jason,
have together?
Would you would die if oh my God, if your brother and your sister called you to give you information on me, like how would it go?
Okay, well, let me put myself in your shoes that you would be in. I would leave. It's like, what the hell are you trying to do? Especially you and I have been together a decade. What I'm saying is Melissa and Joe have a family together. They have kids who have and had relationships with Teresa's kids. This is such a huge allegation for something that didn't turn out to be true.
Well, and also, like, you're not only, what kind of takes away from it is, like, do you remember when we were trying to take down that one manager at Barney's? And we had to do a whole HR meeting, and it was, like, something to do with, the guy was, like, ridiculous, guys. He was, like, every single thing that could be wrong with a person. And since you had, what is it called when you're under, we were a part of a union. So you have to have a meeting with the union. So we had to have this whole team meeting with the union without the guy present. And then we had one silly woman who was in the meeting, and she's like, and by the way, one day I walked in and I had these polka dotted shoes, and he looked at the polka dotted shoes and he didn't like those either. And the union president was like, okay, who gives a shit? And I'm thinking, girl, shut up. Like, you were ruining our entire argument, which is almost what it feels like Louis was doing when he was talking to Joe about Melissa, because you're not only coming to the table with this one alleged makeout session, but now you're coming and saying, oh, Joe, I've heard of multiple men. Well, where the fuck did you come from? You just got.
I mean, I think that's kind of my point. You know, it's, you've seen kind of Louis come in and almost be like kind of a takeover guy. Like, I'm taking over this, and just watching him on those last episodes of the season makes me really cringe. Hearing Dana Wilkie's podcast about former employers that used to work with him makes me cringe. So nothing right now that comes out of Louis' mouth, I'm not believing at the moment.
Right. Well, and also, Louis right now is kind of trying to sell that he is good friends with Joe Giudice. But I said this to you before, Jason. I feel like it's easy for him to be in good with Joe Giudice. Joe Giudice is banned from the United States. You're in good with him, which means the daughters are in good with you. So everybody in the family is good with you. Any of Teresa's friends that she has that are near and dear and they support you and they're like, oh my God, Louis, you're an amazing man, they stay around. But anyone who questions you, well, they're getting the fucking boot.
Yeah. No, 100%. And like in the live chat, I see, someone said, who said it wasn't true, but who said it was true? Louis? Like, we got to check the sources. And I mean, he lied about the Bo Dietl thing. So what else could Louis be not telling the truth about?
I mean, Bo Dietl came out and was like pissed, was like, I'm not associated. I don't like this shit. First of all, if I have clients, like, the reason that my name is the name that it is with the credibility that it has is because I don't talk about my clients. Like,
and how many times did he repeat Bo Dietl's name over and over? Bo Dietl.
Oh my God.
Bo Dietl.
It was a bad Britney. It was a Britney Spears song. Toxic.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
It's a Britney Spears song. Bo Dietl. Yeah, we get it. Like, we understand, but man.
But now there's also, guys, well, if you guys heard the drama that came out with Andy Cohen and Teresa Giudice, this came out in the Daddy Diaries. Now, Andy Cohen claimed after it was 2 reunions ago, he saw Teresa and she was visibly shaken in the studio room or the makeup room, whatever, the green room, whatever you want to call it. And he was asking her, like, how are you? How are you feeling? And she was just like crying. And she's like, I'm done. And he thought in that moment, oh, she's done. Like, Teresa's going to walk away. Well, he asked her, he said, do you think that you're about ready to be done with this? And she sat there with like tears in her eyes. And he said, in that moment, I felt like Teresa might walk away soon. Well, later he got a text message from her saying, I'm not done. I want to stay. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. Well, now fast forward, when he was trying to figure out, when Teresa gave him the inclination that she was done, he was trying to ask her, how do you feel about us bringing in Caroline Manzo? The reason he was asking about Caroline Manzo was Caroline Manzo was going to come in and kind of button up the Teresa situation. We were going to get that resolution from a long time ago that we hadn't got of Caroline, Teresa, what happened? Did Caroline call the FBI on Teresa and Joe? Does she know who did? Is she going to shut her up? Is she going to come into the situation and be the new HBIC? Like, we didn't know. But Bravo was trying to put a plan in place. And when Teresa came back and said, no, actually, I want to stay, that was when they were like, oh, okay. Well, then this was around the same time that they were figuring out how to do her wedding special. So if they were to phase her out, just like Cynthia Bailey, once you get married, it's the perfect, easiest time to kind of Get out of here. Right. And that's
it depends which time, the first wedding or the second wedding or the third.
Right. It depends which time. But this was the time that they thought that they were going to be able to kind of get her to boot, scoot, and boogie on the way out. And then she came and she asked Andy Cohen, she said, hey, Andy, will you officiate my wedding? And he got the message and he said, no, unfortunately, I cannot. And the minute that he said no, this is per him, not me, but Teresa came back and said, by the way, I will never film with Caroline, and that shit's not happening. So don't even put her in the same vicinity as me.
Seems to me like Teresa has a lot of pull and power in this show.
A lot.
But I think a lot of people, a lot of viewers, even myself, like I found myself quite excited for Jersey this season, and I found myself quite disappointed. And I think that there needs to be some kind of dynamic change. You know, I know they're on pause right now for a number of reasons, and a number of reasons we've been hearing that have not been confirmed, so we can't really say. But like, something needs to change here, right? Because it really is the Teresa show at the end of the day.
I mean,
it really is. And she is very interesting. Don't get me wrong. She earned that spot, flipping the table, you know, pulling hair. Like, we get it. But like, or telling someone to pull hair, you know what I mean? Like, it's, we get it. But it just seems like this story is running out. You know, the Gorgas versus Teresa, like, this story is old, you know, and it seems like it's a reach on both sides, whether you're team Melissa or team Teresa. Everyone's reaching for something to keep the discussion going. It's just like, it's, you know, come on. Like, Jersey used to be one of the most interesting franchises, and now we're back to, like, you know, we're back to jail, and we want to be at Go collecting $200, and we're not doing that.
Well, to be fair, and this is all I'm going to give you guys.
Oh God.
Jersey is on pause, but for bigger reasons than you may think.
Yeah.
We'll
which we can't talk about.
No, which I
just
I
like at the top of the show, Adam.
It's not even one of those moments where it's like, oh my God, guys, I cannot wait till this comes out and validates me. It's like I'm letting you guys know that this is so much bigger than what you think.
It is big. It is pretty big. Yeah.
Once the shit comes out and hits the fan, we'll come back and we'll revisit, and all 800 people who are in the room right now, we'll have that conversation. You guys will remember that I said this, but it's big. So
usually Adam's like, you know, I have something. I can't really say what it is, but I'm going to tell you what it is right now. And
no, well, this I can't.
No, this you definitely can't. But yeah, it's on pause. And I feel I've been reading just a lot of, like, you know, Twitter and that awful thing called Reddit, which is so addicting. But, you know, you go in and you start reading things and people are really just over it. You know, you got to save this franchise. It seems like you hit this mark where the show has been on for so long and there's all these redundant stories, and you become like an OC or a Beverly Hills, or, you know, like it needs like a change. Or in Atlanta, like even Atlanta this season, I'm sleeping on it right now and I want to be woken up. Like, you know, show me something. Let's do something. I think we have a good cast.
Me.
No.
Okay. Oh, Amy Lynn said, oh, come on. When can you tell us? Is it the Dana Wilkie letter she sent to Andy about Louis, Adam? No. I don't even know what the hell Dana Wilkie is sending to Andy. No. But I do love Dana Wilkie, so I would love to just call her right now and ask her. No. It has
nothing to do with her
Wilkie.
interview with a former employer, which you need to listen to. It's very good. Very interesting.
No, I definitely need to listen to it.
Very interesting.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to segue out of New Jersey because we know that we're getting the wedding special before we know it.
I just felt the sigh of relief from everyone, and they're not even here in real life.
Ay, papi chulo.
I'm so done. Ay. Okay, bro. Let's move on to the next. Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know what you're going through today. Are you done? Was that like the performance people are here to see? I don't know.
I'm on fucking Broadway.
No, let me tell you.
You're Peter Kant. Okay.
Yeah. That's a very different different platform.
So guys, right now we're watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Jason said even though he's sleeping on it, I'm not. We have Marlo lashing out at Drew Sidora. We have the whole shooting conversation coming up with Marlo's nephew, who unfortunately passed away, Candy's restaurant. Plus, we have Candy confronting Courtney, which I absolutely cannot stand her over a claim of being ghetto. We have Candace Diller Bassett re-entering the chat. I mean, this episode, to me personally, it was giving everything that I wanted. I'm reading
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you just hate Atlanta?
No. Oh my God. Atlanta was the first Housewives franchise I ever watched. It was, I loved it. It's just, I don't know. It's fine. I think it's going to get better. But like the past 2 seasons, I'm sitting there like falling asleep. The Bolo thing. And then like the Jamaica trip. I'm just like, I don't know what to do anymore. You know, the best part about last night's episode was Candace Diller Bassett. And she's not even on the damn cast.
You know what I have to say, which I find, I don't know how to say this like the most respectful way possible.
Are you talking? Okay. Well,
I'm just gonna talk to everybody because honestly, I don't fucking care.
Okay.
My thing is when we toured, we did the Bourbon Room and 2 city wineries. Now, City Winery was like really good to us. In order to book City Winery, the way it works for those of you guys who don't know is you agree to a minimum, right? And then you have ticket sales in order to put on an event. And for City Winery, they take anywhere from, depending on who you are, 10 to 20% of those ticket sales. And then they agree with you based off of they're like, how many people do you think are going to attend? I think 100 people are going to attend. Okay, so we're going to put a $3,500 minimum on food and drinks, and whatever we don't hit, if we don't hit the 3,500, you're responsible for it. If we hit it, give us the 10, 15% of your ticket sales. You make the rest of the money. You go home. You provide a venue. It is what it is, which is really a great deal, right? As long as you know that you can deliver. So when Drew Sidora was like, oh my God, Candace Diller Bassett just invited me on the City Winery tour, I wanted to call and be like, Drew, girl, you have been on everything. Everything. Not City Winery, girl. You could have came on my tour. But that is not what I did. It's not what I did because I didn't see it till last night. And I did that tour last April. How do you feel?
I don't know. I don't even know what the whole spiel was about.
What the fuck? Are you in the same line?
Wait. You're talking about filling City Winery and money, but I'm talking about the episode.
I'm talking about the same shit.
Oh.
I'm talking about the episode. I'm talking about Candace Diller Bassett's City Winery tour that she invited Drew Sidora to come do her 43-second segment on.
And I'm talking about that too, I guess. You were talking about your tour and how it works at City Winery, right?
Thank you, LaMonica.
I don't know. Maybe this is one of the parts I fell asleep.
Yeah, maybe. Tracy said, not City Winery, Henny.
City Winery is great. And you know what? It's not what, it's how. They have some really great venues. And Candace was great. I even thought Drew was great for the 45 seconds or 43 seconds. I'm sorry, because they clocked it that she was on stage singing.
No, honestly, and I love that Kenya was like, Kenya going from, what the fuck is that cat on your head, girl? Like making fun of her wigs to being like, we want more Drew. I was like, that is the conflict resolution that we want in our housewives. Like
Yes.
Honestly, I love Kenya more. I think that Kenya is such a great housewife. For the Drew Sidora thing, all I was saying is I found it to be interesting how easily, and I don't want to say easily like it was just something that was totally easy. Like you remember when we were putting together our tour and there were a lot of logistics to it, but how surprised you and I were when we were navigating the City Winery spaces. That's what I was saying is like, when you talk about touring City Wineries, I mean, shit, guys, we have 180,000 now subscribers or 200,000 collectively between both channels. If you think about it, if you guys want us to put together a tour with me and Jason and you want to fill up 300 seats in each location, I'll book every fucking City Winery in the United States of America. And I'll book them right now. And we'll do a fall tour. We'll call it the Christmas tour.
No,
Christmas,
please.
not cunty. We'll call it that. No?
No, if you want.
You don't want to do that? Jason's checked out.
No, and listen, I don't want to do another tour.
Oh,
So-
Jason's done. Okay. No more tours for Jason, guys.
Listen, I mean, what's the problem with Candace doing a city winery tour? It's just a venue.
No. I think it was great for her. I was just shocked that it was such a big deal to Drew. I think for Candace, I'm not knocking it. For Candace, she was doing
I think
it
it's
to
a big
debut her
deal
new
to Drew
music.
because, you know, she wants to feel confident that, you know, she can be on stage and sing. She was working on that single, you know, like it's, I think that's what it was really. Not
Right,
like,
but-
I think she was so excited because Candace is getting so much attention with her music career, you know, that she asked her instead of Shamari, you know, but who's not even on the show. So why would you ask her? But you know
Right.
what I mean? Yeah.
But then also, to be fair for Candace, what I have to give her to, one, I love to see Chris there. And two, it cannot be the easiest to perform in front of Candy. You know what I mean? To know that
I mean-
she's even in the audience.
Listen, if I was Candace or Drew, just because Candy, like we all know Candy, right? When he's out in the club, don't think about, you know what I mean? Candy, TLC. I mean, she, her whole music career is just amazing. Like you turn on anything, and it's amazing. I would be very, very nervous to go on stage because Candy seems to not get nervous at all.
Yeah.
She's been
No,
doing
I
it
mean-
too long. She's a writer. She's a performer. You know.
And
heading
she has
towards
too
the
much on her
EGOT.
plate. Oh, speaking of which, something that you brought up multiple times that we were wondering last night about, guys, and we were just like kind of second guessing in our head. BravoCon, 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 BravoCon. We were like, are they announcing on Watch What Happens Live tonight, BravoCon? Because it almost felt like that, you know, like kind of like they would be, right?
Yeah, not on a Sunday night. It did feel like that because there was a lot of talk. And this is what I told you last night during the episode, Adam, is that I love hearing them talk about BravoCon and their experiences at BravoCon because it just makes it even better when you show up at BravoCon because you're going to be a part of whatever they're talking about. And it was that good and that amazing. But it was brought up many, many times. I think that we do have a ticket announcement coming maybe as early as this week. Andy is about to take 2 weeks
Really?
off. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of when the tickets went on sale last year.
I think it was
the timing
June.
we're at now. Yeah.
But then we're almost in June.
We're almost in June and
But then
literally
also,
it's only
Jason,
a
like
few
you
weeks
said,
back.
Your original guess was, since Vanderpump Rules is commanding like the highest ratings, you said it would be somewhere around Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, but the thing is now we have Andy taking 2 weeks off from Watch What Happens Live for the next 2 weeks. They're not going to be on. So I don't think we're getting an announcement in the next 2 weeks, but I unless he wants to do it on Watch What Happens Live, but I think yeah, it's definitely coming.
Okay. Speaking of which, before we end up moving on to our last subject, everyone else in the cast thinks that this happened. Do you think that he actually hooked up with Billy Lee?
Man.
Just a question. Just a question. You can be quick.
I'm actually gonna have to say yes. I think it did happen.
You think that him
Yes.
and Billy Lee?
Yes. I think it's possible. It's in the realm of possibilities. Tom Sandoval is literally the narcissist who gives us endless possibilities. So I'm not sure. You know, I mean, I feel like if you start stroking his ego, he's willing to do whatever.
I think you owe me an apology.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, there's no one else here.
Okay.
I feel like
Okay.
you owe me an apology because everything that I'm trying to say is not landing. Like you're fucking Gilligan's Island and I'm crashing the plane over and over. Didn't they have a plane or was that a boat?
I don't know. Did Gilligan's Island, was that a plane or a boat?
That's your age, not mine. I watched
That is
RHOBH.
not my age, okay? I'm not Gilligan's Island and MASH.
Girl,
okay?
you are
I'm like,
Gilligan's Island.
I'm like Friends and Will and Grace. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't even know what those are.
Oh, Lord. I know.
Okay.
And you're like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Patrick Star. That is so funny. No, I really am. Okay, really, before we go, Jason, last night, all jokes aside, we ended up watching the new Selling Sunset on
So
Netflix,
good.
and I thought it was absolutely great. It's shifting. For sure, it's becoming one of those reality shows that's no longer reality. Right?
Oh, no, 100%. But then we had the absence of Christine Quinn, and that really left like a dead zone in the show. And then we brought in Chelsea, okay, who we thought was going to be this like I thought she might have been the new Christine Quinn. She was friends with her, right? And now we bring in Brie, who is literally watching her and Chelsea go at it together and watching Mary trying to manage the office. This is great. I'm really enjoying the season because I did not really love the last one. Like when Christine Quinn went, I was kind of like, oh, how are we going to do this? But yeah, it is definitely not a reality show. This is a very, very scripted, very like produced show.
No, but I thought it was good. I thought it was good without Christine Quinn, but I thought that the Brie girl was trying a little hard to be the new villain. I thought whoever the Nicole woman was just well, she was shit.
Oh yeah, where did she come from? Is she brand new?
She's been a part of the O group for a long time, but the problem
Okay,
is that she
but not on
came
TV.
in with this 3-year-old beef with Chriselle, and she was like, "You were never supposed to be a part of that listing." And Chriselle's like, "Bitch, I've become a lesbian since then. Like, I have gone through a divorce. I've dated a hobbit. I am now a lesbian, and I have made $4 million and also grown my business. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, old shit is really hard to bring up when someone's moving at the speed of light. It's like, come on. I do agree with that. Here's what I like about Brie is she gives you that kind of that TV, like you said, she's like trying to be the villain, but I enjoy watching her try. Do you know what I mean? Like she doesn't necessarily have to be Christine Quinn, but I enjoy watching her try.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Chelsea will give her a run for her money. It is great. There are so many great real estate shows. You know, we have Buying Beverly Hills coming back, which I really enjoyed. Selling OC was really enjoyable to watch.
But they also have that new Kendra Wilkinson show, which is a selling real estate show with her.
If you want to watch that, cool.
She's a part of the
like
agency.
Yes, I know. I remember when do you remember what show? When did she go interview with him? It was on a show. Kendra Wilkinson. Kendra.
Oh, I don't know.
She went in on Maurizio. It went in on Maurizio. What am I saying? She went in to talk. I didn't mean that. She went in to talk to Maurizio. It was, if someone knows what I'm talking about. I do have to say Selling Dubai is my favorite my favorite new real estate show because it's not a scripted show.
But you guys might not be able to access it.
Yes, you can. So you can access it on HGTV. I believe on Discovery now. I'm not sure about that. And then Hulu finally has the episodes up. It's so good. And it's just making me want season 2 of The Real Housewives of Dubai, which I'm so looking forward to. And even Andy has said it's going to be good. Now, we can't always take Andy's word because like we said, he said the Beverly Hills reunion was going to be great. He said a lot of things and they weren't, but I really have a feeling from what we're hearing that season 2 is going to be amazing. So it just kind of gives me, hope.
Well, Vicky Harness just saying, I'm sending Jason a snuggle pillow and a glass of warm
thank
milk.
God, I need some sleep.
Girl, you need something. What?
No, I was just reading where someone said Gilligan's Island. Oh, USS Minnow. It was a boat. Okay.
Oh,
I just wanted to know. I wanted to know.
All right, guys. Well, Jason, will you let them know if they don't know what we have going on tonight? That way I can bring it up right now so everyone can go get subscribed.
So after my nap today, we are going live for our
3 naps.
After my 3 naps today, we're going live at 6 p.m. ET, 3 p.m. PT. And we're going to talk about our lovely trip to Fort Lauderdale to see the Mommy Dearest tour. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the Randall scandal, a little behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. But also, guys, we have a lot coming up. Things that we try, and I know it sounds so weird. It's fun to tell you guys things that we have coming up, but it's also sometimes hard to ruin everything. But we do have a lot coming up. So thank you to everyone for being a part of the live chat and also watching. Will you do a pina colada, Jay?
Sure.
Are you promising that now?
Oh, yeah.
So Tuesday or Wednesday, you're doing a.
Are we doing for the after party? I didn't. So it's so funny. I didn't know we were doing after parties for the reunions, but now I'm like,
what the fuck? Of course.
What do you mean? Of course, that was not like. No.
It's an episode.
I know, but like, I feel like, yeah, okay. I see your point. I see your point.
Girl,
you're crazy.
You gotta
today.
work.
Okay. What? I didn't buy a ticket to your show. Where's the? Is there an
Guys,
intermission?
You better, guys, you better pray for this one. All
You
right, no,
better.
but seriously, check us out tonight at 6 p.m., not 7 p.m., which is 3 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. No, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific.
And he
Check
calls
us
me
out.
tired. Yeah.
I'm not tired. I'm exhausted by you. But we have a lot going on in a huge week. So, and also, guys, this is banter. Don't worry about it. Nobody's fighting. We love you guys. Thank you to everybody in the live chat. And we will see you guys in literally, 5 hours. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye, everyone.